Gypsy Rose is being investigated by CPS according to various TikTokers online and various other creators. But let's get into this whole thing and kind of go into who made this report, what is the actual information around it, and then I will give you my thoughts on whether or not this is actually gonna go anywhere. So the person that actually reported Gypsy Rose Blanchard to CPS Louisiana, that's actually on TikTok herself. She has posted multiple times, one of which included a video where she apparently found Christy Blanchards' phone number following Gypsy posting that video of her rocking the baby while the baby was crying. She found Christy Blanchards' phone number online, and I have seen this person post on TikTok here as well as Facebook groups discussing this. This person, I don't believe, knows the Blanchards whatsoever. I don't believe she is a mandated reporter. I think she's just somebody that watched Gypsy on TV or online and didn't like what she saw and felt she needed to report it. So she left Christy Blanchard a voicemail and even uploaded a video about that.
And I'm calling you in hopes that you will understand how concerned the world is for your granddaughter. It's not because we don't like or appreciate that your stepdaughter got away with murdering her mother, or that the FOA documents prove that she's an absolute weirdo and that Ken needs to run far away. That's not why we're concerned. We're concerned because she prioritizes online and doesn't prioritize her child. You might be saying, how do you know that? You're not around here. Because it shows. Keep her off the internet.
Your name and number with a brief message, and I'll return your call as soon as I can. Thank you, and have a great day.
I'm not sure if you got the other message. I get so frustrated talking about this girl that I fumble upon my words. But in a nutshell, we're all very concerned about Aurora. And it's really not because Gypsy, part of it is, but we see what goes on online. How does she not know that baby yet?
So first of all, whenever CPS is doing an investigation, they will send letters out. If you give them your information, they will give you an update later on after they've investigated. It takes like 30 days for any sort of update. So if you see the name on there, it says Chrissy G. That is the person that made the call. I don't know why they put the initials for the baby as AB. I guess she just didn't know if it was Urker or what, because this person does not know Gypsy Blanchard. She only knows her about as much as all of us do from watching her online. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's 100% not going to go anywhere, but I don't see it going very well. And, personally, I am not a Gypsy supporter. You can obviously tell that by looking at my page. I make that abundantly clear. So this person is also not a Gypsy supporter, and you can tell very, very easily by looking at her page, by the stuff that she posts. And honestly, I think CPS, if they are actually going to investigate anything related to this, I don't see it going very far. Based on what this person is posting online about Gypsy, it could very easily just be dismissed as just an online hater type of situation, because it doesn't look like it's actually coming from a place of genuine concern, but more of a place of, I dislike Gypsy. Which I have said this before in my YouTube videos and other platforms or whatever, like, you cannot do that. That can get you in trouble. You have to have a valid reason to call CPS on a parent, or if you have a genuine concern for the child. Disliking Gypsy for what she's done, in the past and currently, doesn't actually equal putting her child in danger. And by doing these calls, if she gets so many of these that are dismissed, should there ever come a time in the future where CPS does actually need to intervene on that baby's behalf, how much more likely are they to dismiss it if they see a history of people calling and making reports on her? Even the video, as not pleasant as it was that Gypsy posted about the baby crying or whatever, that doesn't equal, legally, that's not child abuse. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't look good, and it's not something I would do ever, but that's not the same thing as what you're looking at when you're thinking about it legally. So personally, what I think happened is this woman or individual made the report, and I've never filed a CPS complaint online or anything like that, but I would assume it would give you some sort of something to print out, I guess, to give you some kind of guidelines as to what the next steps may be. That is why there is handwritten marks on there. Like, that was done by the creator, in my opinion. I believe she wrote that just the same way as why she wrote her name on there and marked certain things out. So they have like 30 days, I think, probably, which is typical for other CPS agencies, to give you information back on what is going to happen with the case, if it's unfounded or whatever. And if you look at the dates, it's 1 day later. So this individual most likely called, and CPS pretty much is required to go look into any sort of report. And depending on what this person said, who knows, but that doesn't mean anything will actually come of it. They probably will try to make contact and go from there. But if they don't see any signs of anything, even that video of Gypsy and the baby crying itself is not, I don't think, sufficient evidence of child abuse or neglect, legally speaking. Morally, I don't like it, but just for how that goes. So probably within 30 days, that individual will be getting a letter saying whether or not the case was founded or unfounded, meaning they're not going to continue with the investigation. And if it comes back that whatever this person said was inaccurate or, false, the Blanchard family could go after that individual, filing a false complaint against them, who knows? And it wouldn't surprise me if they did do that, if it comes back unfounded. But that's pretty much the situation that's going on. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you think anything's going to come of this whole situation? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. I will see you guys next time.